Welcome to week 2. This week we will be reviewing policies and procedures as it pertains to HIPAA and the privacy rule. The privacy and security rule apply to what are called covered entities, as well as business associates. And the purpose of the privacy rule is to ensure that personal health information, also known as PHI, is properly protected. Covered entities under the privacy rule include healthcare providers, health plans, as well as healthcare clearinghouses. The term business associates applies to a person or an organization who does work or provides services that involves any type of PHI. An organization's own employees are not considered a business associate. There are only 2 situations in which a covered entity must disclose PHI, and that is number 1, when the affected individual specifically requests access to or disclosure of the PHI, or 2, when the Department of Health and Human Services seeks access due to an investigation. Every organization must make reasonable efforts to only disclose the minimum necessary. Every covered entity must provide a Notice of Privacy Practice, also known as NPP. Many of you probably have already signed one every time you go to the doctor's office. All covered entities must train all of its employees on policies relating to privacy and security. Individuals have the right to request that a covered entity restrict its use or disclosure of PHI for treatment, payment, or healthcare operation. Its disclosure to the person involved in the individual's healthcare or payment for healthcare, or the disclosure to family members. Now, in 2009, the Health Information Technology for Economic and Clinical Health Act, also known as HITECH, H-I-T-E-C-H, added the breach notification rule. And this rule requires covered entities to provide notification following a breach of unsecured PHI. Covered entities must notify the affected individuals within 60 days following the discovery of a breach. Covered entities, though, that experience a breach affecting more than 500 individuals must not only notify the individual, but also must report it to the media. And that is why most recently you saw that Sharp Grossmont Hospital was in the media. It was on Good Morning America, the nightly news, as well as the local news. And that's because approximately 1,800 individuals were potentially exposed during that privacy breach. Failing to comply with a HIPAA requirement due to willful neglect can result in criminal penalties. The other half of the HIPAA privacy rule is the security rule. A covered entity must limit physical access to its electronic information systems. They must, of course, be securely protected with passwords. Now, last week, you learned about the anti-kickback statute. There are 8 areas under the anti-kickback statute that have been established, known as safe harbors. And a safe harbor is one of many. And if you go to slide 25 in PowerPoint 3, there is a list of those safe harbors, and I'd like you to be familiar with them. I will also be posting some areas to study for the upcoming quiz. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call or shoot me an email. Thank you.